Okay, I think this is actually working now. I forgot I had created this little script for streaming. Yeah, the audio issues. Okay, now we should be streaming. Let's see if that's working. Give me a second. Just give me a second. Okay, yeah. Now I think we're working. Now tell me if the audio is actually okay here. When we did the test before, it was totally crappy. It was like breaking up all the time. I tried it privately. I'm doing something different. I'm not using OBS. I'm using an ffmpeg script. And I think it should work a little better. So, I will go ahead and say, since I'm going to assume this is going to be the final copy, that I got internet at my house. I'm actually literally streaming from my house. Unbelievable. I know. Crazy. It's crazy it's actually happening. Crazy. I've been here for like 3 years. The funny thing is, I used to be a full-time YouTuber. I know that's hard to imagine. I haven't put up a video in months. But when I moved out here, which is the best decision of my life, I just kind of figured, okay, I'll figure out a way to upload videos and, you know, I'll go to the library or somewhere else to do it. But it kind of cut off, I don't know, I just kind of cut off uploading that often. It wasn't a habit anymore. So, as for whether, well, anyway, now I have internet. Okay, so I got Starlink, which I guess a lot of people know about. Starlink is like this low Earth orbit internet thing service by Elon Musk. And I figured since I have a public presence, it costs a lot to start up. Well, maybe not a lot in the grand scheme of things. It's $100 a month, and to get the whole system, it's like $500. Yes, I know the audio and video are out of sync. My script isn't perfect. As long as the audio is working, as long as it's not like 10 minutes out of sync, you know, it's not a problem. I see people saying that. It's fine. But so you have to pay like $500, maybe $600 to like get Starlink at the beginning, and then it's $100 a month. But the results I've had are very good. I don't have this set up so I can display my screen so far. But I've gotten like 130 megs down, and I've gotten as high as maybe 30 or 40 megs up. Now, right now, I will say that, actually, where are those headphones of mine? I will say, I haven't really figured out where to put the thing. So Starlink, you don't even have to put it on your roof. It just is, you can put it on the ground. Like I had it in my front yard the other day. And so and it worked fine. I'm going to think about putting it on the roof and like running the cables right. The thing about it, the thing that annoys me about Starlink is if you want to have a worldwide internet like provider that's going to be revolutionary, you might as well do the bare minimum stuff. Like they send this little router thing out. It doesn't even have an Ethernet port. You have to use Wi-Fi, which annoys me to no end. And like, actually, I can show it to you. It's this stupid thing. Okay, this is what it looks like. I don't know. I can't see if that's showing up so far. But there are no buttons on it. There's no, like, off switch. There's no nothing. It's just, like, this stupid brick. Like, these lights, or, like, it looks like these things should be lights, like, if it's on or off. It's not even that. It just sits there. It's useless. So, like, there are a lot of things that just don't, like, anyway, I'm just complaining that it works fine. Like, it works fine as internet. But I kind of wish that they would give you, like, a full, like, that it would have all the benefits to it. Okay, that's what I'm complaining about. All right, so I'm going to pull up the chat. I do kind of have it pulled up, but I'm going to pull it up in a window here. And if you have donations, I will read those. And when I get to look at the chat, I will do that. So what have I been working on then in the past couple weeks? Or months, really. It's been like several months since I've done a video. And I might do more now that I have Starlink, now that I have internet. But I'm not guaranteeing that. I think I can at least make live streams a kind of habit. Like if I'm at my house and no one else is here and I'm bored, maybe I will do a stream. So I might be able to do one once a week or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So what have I been doing? I've been working on Lindy Press. So again, if you don't know, I have this new kind of site. It actually only has 5 books on it so far. And that's just because, let me actually put the link in the description. Or, not in the description, I'm going to put it in the chat window. So lindypress.net. So I'm just reprinting out of print books, and I did a video on that maybe 2 months ago or something like that. I only have 5 books out now, but there are a whole bunch I'm working on right now. This one I'm working on. I'm doing a whole bunch of the one I was doing yesterday is The Secret of Secrets. That's like an early. It was influential on like Roger Bacon, another alchemist, but it was supposed to be this thing that Aristotle had written to Alexander the Great, because Aristotle was Alexander the Great's teacher or whatever. Now it's nearly uniformly thought of as being that it's not actually Aristotle who wrote this. It was probably some other Greek or maybe someone later on. But it's a really interesting book for its influence and like what it covers. It covers like everything from like diet to physiognomy to like crazy stuff like that. So I'm gonna look at the thing. So how is the audio doing? Let's see. Someone says there's a 15-second audio video desync. That's pretty extreme, but that's crazy. The disorganization of your bookshelf is inspirational. It actually is not very disorganized. So really, all of them. So I use the Library of Congress to organize my books. Now, you can look back at videos I did like several years ago when I had like this little apartment. These are not all my books. These aren't even like half of my books. There's another bookshelf over here, and then there's like boxes and boxes of them that I have in storage. Like I can't even fit them. Like I need to build some bookshelves. That's what I need to do. But I have them all organized by the Library of Congress system. And also, if you go to lukesmith.xyz/library, I list out all of my books that I own, and they're actually in that order. And then the books that are on top of it are like things that are supposed to go in there that I bought later, and like it can't really fit. So I really just don't. I need more room. That's what it is. So that's that. You probably have seen these. I don't know, this room in like videos. I'll usually have the camera a little different. I don't know if I mentioned it here. You will notice my camera quality is extremely crappy. That is not because Starlink is bad or something. It's because I don't know, like maybe my webcam broke or something. I might need to get a new one. Maybe I should get like a higher quality one. I got this one years ago. It says it's 1080p. It's not even 1080p. It can like take pictures in 1080p. It can do like 1 frame a second 1080p, but it actually is kind of crappy. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna look at the chat. Lag. Yeah, I know. It's not synced in. My question is the audio and video going to get more desynced as it goes on? I don't know. You know what I should do? I should just sit here totally still and like barely move my mouth so people don't know it's actually desynced. Yeah, now you can't tell. Video looks like a 2009 in-game video feed. Yeah, it probably does. Is this a fed deepfake? Yeah, it's a deepfake. I'm actually dead. So, I haven't been on YouTube in months. Here's some things I realized. My deepfake blackface channel has more subscribers than I do now, which is pretty fun. Well, I'm putting videos up on that channel. I'm not doing videos here, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So either way, the one thing I like about Mental Outlaw is that if I quit YouTube totally... Well, I haven't seen any of his videos in months, but I'm just going to assume that he hasn't sold out yet. But the one thing I like about him is that, like, now I feel like I can quit YouTube because at least someone else is, like, within the realm of sanity. People always ask me about Mental Outlaw, so I might as well get that out of the way. Like, in every stream, people ask me the same questions. People are probably going to ask me about Jordan Peterson, and I'm just not going to answer those now because I'm just sick of those. Let's see. When are we going to do a podcast episode? Well, now that I have internet, I don't really have an excuse not to do them. I was going to do... So a couple weeks ago, people probably know there was this, like, hilariously cringe Reddit moment on TV where, like, some Redditor... it was like an anti-work Reddit, okay? People probably know this better than I do. I just saw it and I thought it was freaking funny. And it went on TV on, like, Fox News... and got, like, humiliated. Or, like, he didn't even get humiliated. It was just, like, it was just embarrassing. And, like, people made a big fuss out of it. But I was going to do this episode on, even before that happened, there's this book by a guy named David Graeber, who, say what you want about him. But he wrote this really interesting book called BS Jobs that I wanted to do kind of. Now, I don't agree with him on most stuff, actually. But it's an interesting book basically talking about the fact that, if you just... Basically what he did is he just polled people and asked them, like, is your job, like, totally unnecessary? Could it be eliminated right now? And something like 30-40% of people will just be like, oh, yeah, I don't do anything all day. Like, I just, like, collect money. So that is... So I was gonna do a video on that book, not necessarily like there's a lot to say about that in general, but I think you have to. I think in order for people to understand how corrupt the world is and how corrupt like having a corporate job or a corporate job, that sounds like kind of cringe to even say that, but like what I recommend to people a lot of times, like being more self-sufficient and being your own boss and stuff like that. People kind of assume that the boomer economy, the whole notion of going in and working for a corporation for 30 years, like that's the normal state of life, and like you're so like cringe Redditors who notice that that's stupid, or who are just lazy or whatever, they'll realize that that's wrong. But there's not really a narrative for people who just advocate general independence, right? So I was going to do a podcast episode on that, so I don't want to waste it by talking about it now. But the thing, I need to just sit down and record it. Mostly I'm just thinking about, do I have enough time? Can I stretch that for an hour? Quoting enough people and doing enough stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to do it or not talk about it. What's your opinion on E. Michael Jones? That's another person people ask me about a lot. Not as much as Jordan Peterson, but E. Michael Jones, in general, I like I have one of his books. Where is it? I have Libido Dominandi, which I think was a really good book. It's not what you expect, okay? It's supposed to be a book about... you hear that it's a book about, like, sexual ethics and, like, sexual degeneracy and stuff like that. And, like, how it relates to politics. That's how people talk about it. And so that's what you expect to get when you read it. But it's actually kind of this historical view... It goes through, like, individual people's lives, like Marquis de Sade and, like, the Shelley girl. What was her name? Shelley's mother. I don't know if she was also a Shelley. Anyway, it's an interesting book because it basically shows how, like, sexual liberation is used for political ends. Like, one of the... I also wanted to do a podcast episode on this, but I'll go ahead and give you a preview. The whole idea behind it is, like, in the Enlightenment, right? There's this notion that there is, we want to have a science of humanity in the same way that we have a science of, like, atoms or physics, okay? So, like, atoms are highly predictable. We can make models of how they move around. Hypothetically, not really atoms, but, like physical objects or something like that. Or Newtonian physics is a good example. You can have this, like, built on certain principles, you can have this model of how the universe functions, okay? And you can make a lot of predictions on how things moved. So in the Enlightenment, there was the idea, we got to do that of human society as well, right? We want to have a political science or, like, social... social theory, sociology, and stuff like that. And we're gonna make the humanities, we're gonna make human sciences like a science, right? And so one of the commonalities in a lot of the people in the Enlightenment was not just, let's try and understand human society and scientific methods, but it was the idea that there's somehow something good if we can get humans to have highly predictable behaviors. Like if a human is governed by sexual impulses, let's say, his behaviors are actually a lot more predictable. You can understand, like, who is he going to support in politics, what things is he going to do, like what lifestyle decisions he's going to make. And so there's a lot of ways in where, like, if someone is governed by sexual impulses, they're a very controllable person, right? Even if you think that, I'm doing what I want, there's a sense in which if you are predictable, you're really easier to control. And so it talks a lot about that. I'm giving my own kind of twist on it. His narrative is a little bit different. But I did do a video, what was it? Um, maybe it's the one with like Aquinas where I was talking about what's no. It wasn't the one where I was talking about what's natural. It was like I know at the beginning I was like two different definitions of freedom. Like what does freedom mean or something like that? What was it? I'm trying to remember what the thumbnail was or what the title was. I did it a couple of months ago, but just look up I don't know Luke Smith and freedom and it'll probably come up. So that's a good video as well because I kind of talk about. I think I actually did that video after I read Libido Dominandi, but anyway, so I like E. Michael Jones. I'm just in general like his writings that I've seen are pretty all right. Okay, looking at the chat. Actually, I should probably check donations too, but I don't think I've gotten any donations. Oh, did I even? I probably didn't even like put a link in there, but you know what? I haven't actually gotten super chats, which is weird. Am I still monetized on YouTube? I literally have to. Can you give? I'm not asking people to give a super chat because YouTube takes like 30%. But do people see like a super chat option? I don't know if there's one there. Let's see. Okay, yeah. What is freedom anyway? Yeah, someone said that. That was the video title, I think. What is freedom anyway? What are your thoughts on Moldbug's new blog? I haven't read any of it, so I don't know anything about it. Are you streaming only on YouTube? Yeah, I don't have a system for streaming on multiple sites at once right now. I need to just set up a relay server, but I've had trouble doing that in the past. I need to turn this freaking cell phone off. It's a good idea to just... okay, yeah, someone says they can donate. That's good. Good to know I'm still monetized on YouTube. Yes, I heard that Ted Kaczynski has cancer. Why do people just like type the same questions over and over? Well, I guess I responded to some of them, so I might as well. Jean-Jacques Rousseau has already said, oh, cringe, recommending Rousseau ever. Okay, someone just gave a donation, so yeah, I definitely do have soup chats. How do you go from being an intelligent, resentful, and arrogant lad to a stable personality? You can be... I'm not really resentful. Resentful. I don't know. I kind of resent being called that. I understand how someone could describe me as arrogant, but I don't really agree with that either. I mean, you can be knowledgeable of the things that are going wrong with the world and still be a stable person. I think a lot of people see me on videos and I don't know if I'm gesticulating or something and they like assume that I'm some kind of schizo or something. If any of you met me in real life, okay, I wouldn't say I'm quiet, but most of the time, you know, if I don't have something to say, I don't say it, you know? I don't really have that much, I don't know, I don't talk about trivial stuff. And honestly, that's why I go on breaks of not doing videos, because if I don't have something to say, I'm not going to force myself to say something, you know? So, you know, people see me on videos and stuff like that, and they get this you know, twisted view of what a person's like, right? Have you started a small farm yet? What about planting trees? How's the homestead going? Well, I have many fruit trees, but they were on this property before I got it. But, you know, I got to keep up with them and stuff like that. You know, I'm still mastering how to prune grapes and fig trees and stuff like that. I have a couple of those. Yeah, but this year, like I haven't planted anything this year, but I need to. So let's see. What does brought to you by Starlink mean? I said at the beginning of the video, I'm using Starlink. I'm streaming from my house, which is unbelievable. Literally unbelievable. Oh, wasn't talking about you in general. Like someone's asking, how do I go from intelligent and resentful to being a stable person? Like, really, the reason why people are freaking schizos on the internet, okay, is because they don't have enough exposure to people in real life, okay? A lot of the stupid things that someone says on the internet, you wouldn't say in front of some boomer you met, okay? Like, just out there, you know? So I think, that's one of the things the internet does to everyone, independent of what they think about anything, right? it kind of depersonalizes things and gets them like they're kind of schizo personality where on the internet becomes like who they are, which is actually really stupid. Like again, if I gesticulate in a video, it's just, I mean, it's not for show either. That's not how it is either. It's not like I'm saying I have a different personality on the internet, but it's just not. You know, I have a friend who's a YouTuber too. And, you know, the way he describes it is like when you're on YouTube, it's kind of like you have guests over at your house and you're kind of like, you turn it up a little bit more. Okay, maybe that's kind of what people do. Why haven't you taken the home gym pill yet? So I'm against, obviously I have no gains. You can look at me like I'm like super skinny. But really my view, like I've never really believed in like working out as a thing. Now over the summer, I will usually put on muscle as I'm like doing work outside and stuff like that. I've actually been pretty inactive the past month or so. Although I had this tree fall and I'm like moving a bunch of limbs and stuff. Anyway, my view on like being fit is that I'm more like a naturalistic person. Like I live in a place where I'm not really worried about getting like fat and like totally nasty. So I'm not really worrying about, like I'm not worried about that. I've never really tried to get like really big. But I mean, it's a good idea. Like I'm not knocking anyone who does like gym stuff or anything. I just don't, I've never been big on it. You guys know, you might know that I do play throw the rock and carry the rock. I have this massive, like, I don't know how big it is. This massive rock that I've actually carried around like since the last place I lived. And it is actually the best way. Like if I'm feeling like, oh, you know, I haven't really done any like where I feel like my muscles are gonna atrophy and stuff like that. I haven't done that much work. I'll just pick up the giant rock and like walk a mile or something. That will get you like in shape real quick, you know. But yeah, I haven't really done that much. Yeah, I don't really do working out. But hey, you know, if you want to do it, do it. It's a good idea. I mean, especially if you're out of shape, you know, you got to take care of that. But I think people being out of shape is more like, oh, I eat sugar and stuff like that, right? Just, you know, don't. Yeah, it's mostly a diet thing. I think people overestimate the extent that, especially people gain or lose fat by being inactive or not. I think it's like 90% diet, maybe 10% activity. Okay, let's see if I should probably check my email for donations. I don't think I've gotten any. Yeah, no one's gonna give. Well, actually, let's see. Okay. Yeah, shoot. You know, maybe I should see if my donation portal's actually up. Let's see here. I don't think I'm getting any. I'm not getting emails from it. It's usually a little irregular for me not to get a donation this long, so I'm like kind of thinking, maybe did my donation site break or something? I'm not talking about super chats. I'm talking about the donate.lukesmith.xyz. But Luke is coping. Cope. Actually, are you saying that about the donations or about the working out? That's fine. Either way. Luke, you are wrong. Working out is necessary past 30. Your test levels begin to drop. Yeah, that's true that your testosterone levels drop, but there's nothing inherently wrong about your testosterone levels dropping as you get old. That's like how it works, you know? That's called being an old person, you know? Like, that's how it is. You should be active, but like, what I'm objecting to is not activity. It's not, my view of it is that if you have a life where you are sitting at a desk all day and doing nothing, like you have nothing that will naturally, I don't know, like that is naturally like exercising you, you're in a bad place in life. That's my view of it. Like it's not that I'm against activity. It's that, you know, it's more of an issue of like gym memberships and stuff like that. To me, it's mostly people who live in cities and don't have anything, and like it's just annoying. It's people trying to ultimately cope with the fact that they have like a really unnatural lifestyle, right? Okay, so yeah, I know the videos make it a late. Yeah, Luke, stop asking for money. Don't give me money. Okay, fine. Don't give me money. I'm not actually interested. On money, though, independent of donations or not, I really want to go 100% using Bitcoin and Monero on the internet. Like, that's going to be my resolution for this year. That is, I want to, and this includes lindypress.net. I don't want to use the traditional financial system anymore. I want to only do Bitcoin and Monero. Only, my resolution for this year, you can hold it to me, hold me to it, is I want to like totally get rid of any fiat, any way of getting fiat money for me. I want it all to be like Bitcoin, Monero, something cryptocurrency and stuff like that. Because really it's my view is on the internet, you should be using technology like that is built for that. That is self-custodial, that is peer-to-peer, stuff like that. You shouldn't have to... I don't know, like, I feel like if I, even allow people to donate to me, okay, I know everyone has freaking debit cards and credit cards anyway, but I just feel like, I want to move on from that. And I'm in a position now, where I should be thinking more... It's the same thing with free software, where, like, hypothetically, you can imagine someone benefiting from using proprietary software, but, like, it's the wave of the future. It's better if we just move on, and, I probably should just, like, take the hit and, like, just end all my donation stuff with fiat, which, I don't get that much. I have a thing where people can, like, have a monthly subscription or whatever, or, like, monthly donation. And I think I probably get like around $200 on that. Actually, there was a guy who subscribed the other month that like just gave $100, so I guess $300 a month. But people add themselves to that or subtract themselves from that all the time. But either way, it's not that much. Although someone just sent in a $10 donation. Louise says, sorry if it's intrusive, but what's your religion/church? I was a Protestant converting to Orthodoxy. Looks like you are more or less the same. Just got convinced about icons yesterday. Got a wonderful article that answered me and complimented a Jay Dyer video. Thanks for everything you've done. I'm in the same position. I think a lot of people are. Orthodoxy. When you evaluate, when you want to like window shop a bunch of Christian denominations. Especially if you're in Western Europe, right? You're comparing like the Protestant sects with Catholics and stuff like that, and there's this back and forth about all the stupid things they disagree about. But then you discover Orthodoxy, and it's like, oh, here's like the older, like more unchanged, like the more. They're just right on everything basically. Like all the stupid disputes that Catholics and Protestants have, the Orthodox are right on. So the thing, my position, and, I'm probably wrong for this, but I do go to a Protestant church because there are no Orthodox churches, like, I'd have to drive, like, under 2 hours to get to one. That's my position. Now, I think that everyone who is, especially within 30 minutes of an Orthodox church, you should definitely go. You should definitely talk to them. You should talk about becoming a catechumen and contemplating conversion. But I sort of feel bad that I haven't done that. I probably should take the plunge because honestly, I actually have a lot of friends or a lot of family members who are in the same boat of they kind of know that Orthodoxy is right, but because of momentum or because the lengths they would have to go to get to an Orthodox church, they can't do it, or or at least they're set where they are. So yeah, I do think that the Orthodox are basically right about everything. Okay. Oh, YouTube donations. Let me look at those. Master Bane says, "Here's some lunch money. Have yourself a nice day. God bless." Sends in $10. Why not Catholicism? The Orthodox Church incorrectly broke for Rome. Says who? Like, the one thing about Catholics is they have to pretend that there was, like, the position that the Pope had, he had for all eternity. Like, And you can go back and find some people like back in the 300s who said, oh yeah, the Bishop of Rome, he's kind of special, but this idea of like papal superiority and stuff is so late in the game. It's like it really originates around the time of the Gregorian reforms, which of course is around the time of the schism. So yeah, and the thing about Catholics is they're constantly, they're constantly, their view of things is that Christian doctrine needs to be improved and added to and discovered, developed, as they say. So that's why they're constantly, saying, oh, well, here's some new doctrines we've discovered. Whereas Orthodoxy is always kind of on the conservative side of things. The five soli are better than everything else. No, the five soli are, like, absurd. Now, probably the most nutty of all the solas is probably sola scriptura, right? Because the whole notion, like, the validity of Scripture comes from the fact that it is, I mean, who decides what is Scripture? We get those from tradition, right? Scripture is really a subset of tradition. It doesn't make any sense to say that it is, better than the thing that gives it validation. Let's see. All right, got some emails. Let's see if they're okay. Max says, what are your reasons for believing that the Orthodox is the true church? I agree with you, but I was wondering what your reasons for, by the way, comfortable shoes and their consequences have been a disaster for the human feet. Yeah, I do advocate, I go barefoot as much as possible, to be honest. Less this time of year when it's really cold, but in the spring, summer, and fall, I will literally go on walks barefoot, like several miles. And hey, there are thorns and like sand spurs and stuff out there. I mean, you get used to avoiding them, like you know how to avoid them. But yeah, people should go barefoot more often. So as for reasons for believing the Orthodox Church is the true church, I mean, like, it's just every individual issue they're right on. Okay, the thing is, so there are things like, okay, I don't know. What do Catholics and Protestants disagree on that? Okay, really, in general, like what I've said before in live streams and what I kind of alluded to a second ago, is the fact that the Orthodox are highly conservative in the sense that they don't want to add stuff to tradition and add stuff to Scripture, okay? So Catholics, for example, how does one attain salvation, right? So the Orthodox basically say we have commandments that we follow, we have faith, we do these kind of things, we do what the Bible says, and God will grant salvation. We don't, but the thing is, we're not exactly sure how the mechanism works. Okay, that's a divine mystery, right? We don't entirely know who is going to have salvation and who doesn't. Okay. And that like, frankly, you can try and take some Bible passages out of context and say that there is some mechanism that is given in the Bible. But the reality is, and the proof of Catholics and Protestants is that they can have these debates over, oh, are you saved by faith alone? Are you saved by, baptism that remits sins, and then you have to go to confession if you commit a mortal sin or stuff like that? So what happened historically in Christianity is the Orthodox just said, okay, how do we attain salvation? Just do these things. We're not really sure of the mechanism. Whereas Catholics tried to they tried to create this giant system of mortal sins and things like this, where people could that systematizes and makes it all rational, so we can know whether we have salvation or not. There's like a big there's a giant system involved. And then Protestantism, in a lot of ways, was like, well, that's sort of stupid. Let's just get rid of the whole thing and say that basically, you could do what Martin Luther says. Oh, you could commit adultery 1,000 times a day and murder people 1,000 times a day and still be saved, right? So the Orthodox Church in general just takes, they don't opinionate themselves about a lot of things. And that's the thing that's good. They don't opinionate themselves about things that they shouldn't opinionate about, right? So Christopher donates $10. Luke, thanks for all your content. Appreciate your takes on Christianity. Hope to see more. All right, thank you. I'm gonna get some water. I didn't bring my water bottle. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Stupid me. I didn't see it. Okay. Okay. Let me go back to the chat. Yeah, I know audio and video are not in sync. George Brave says, not a Christian, but Christian identity is supported by the oldest OT translation, Aramaic Targum. I don't know what Christian identity is. Or is that one of those like nationalist movements? I'm not even sure. Such a cringe take. Mortal sins are in the Epistle of John. Sorry, that scrolled off the... you have no idea what you're talking about. And the thing is... the thing with the Bible, and the thing with, oh, here's the Bible saying this very specific thing about Catholic or whatever. Well, actually, to your point, I do believe that a thing called mortal sins exist. Okay? I was not saying that mortal sins... Now, Orthodox don't use that term. Okay? But I do think that there are sins which in themselves constitute rebellion against God. So I don't object to that. But I will just say on that point, I think that's still fallacious reasoning. I think there are a lot of things that people are just so used to. Like, you know, there's like a one sentence justification for this highly complex doctrine that Catholics will, I don't know, spell out. It's just silly. Like I don't know. I don't think that's a good way of reasoning through things. Because if you did that, you could easily find doctrines that like contradict each other. I like the Pajit spammer who's spamming about getting rid of spammers. All right, I'll get rid of you. We need some Discord moderators here. No, we don't need Discord moderators, I'll tell you that. Okay. Yeah, people are just talking about denominations now. I like how I got my water and I didn't even drink. Daily reminder, you can block people in chat if you don't want to see their comments. Does that apply to, you know, other people? Okay. So I actually had, I'm pretty sure I actually had the official coronavirus the other week. Now, there have been many times I've like gotten sick in the past couple, you know, minorly gotten sick in the past couple years or whatever. But I'm pretty sure I got it. I actually went to a city, and I went to see family, and everyone I saw like had the coronavirus or had just gotten it. And then when I got back, I had a fever for like a day. It was like 24 hours. But the thing is, after that, I mean, this isn't just the coronavirus thing. Honestly, like, it's how all flus work, or all minor flus work, you know? It's just like, you get sick, and you get better pretty quickly, but then you kind of feel sluggish the next couple weeks. That's kind of still how I am. Like, I was out doing work, and I was just, like, a little winded, you know, so... Yeah, I know the audio's delayed. I know I have to say that, like, every 5 seconds, because the new people come in. Crazy audio delay. Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone want to give an estimate out of how big the delay is? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clap, and then you tell me how long it's going to be after the clap. You tell me how long it takes, okay? You look at the audio codes. Tell me how long it takes for that actually, for you to see that. Okay. Barnes says, good morning, sirs. Please do the needful. Okay, I will do the needful. Lindy Press version of Collar and Daniel's beginner Latin book. See, people ask for that all the time because I said it's the one that I used. It's not necessarily any better than... Well, I don't know, maybe it is. But I don't feel it's that much different from any other book like that of the time. And there are a lot of them. But maybe I will. The thing is, to do a book like that with charts and stuff like that, that takes a lot of formatting. And in LaTeX, you know, the one thing that LaTeX is kind of bad at is I don't know, charts and things like that and tables. It's just like kind of hard to do all those, get them all worked out. Someone says 10 minutes. It's like 10, 15 seconds because it keeps changing. Oh, that's funny. Someone says 30 seconds. Someone said 10 seconds. Someone says 30 minutes. Okay. People say they still can't see the claps. Wow, I can't believe the audio delay is that bad. Yeah, if anyone knows anything about... So, I'm streaming with ffmpeg. I need to figure out what exactly is causing that. Because, like, this doesn't happen when I record videos using ffmpeg, but something's going on. 12 seconds by my count. 6 million. Saw the clap, but I didn't hear it yet. So someone has video before audio. What the heck is wrong? You guys are just memeing now. More than 1 minute delay. It's weird that everyone is saying... I don't know if people are trolling or not, but... So you mentioned the Hermetica. Is that still in the works? So, for different reasons, I'm divided on if I want to actually publish it. But yeah, I mean, it's basically done. But I have some reasons I might not want to publish it. But I do have a biglottic Greek and English Hermetic corpus. All right, let's clap again. Maybe you can't see the clap because he told he would clap before he did. Wow, it's really that bad. Someone says that the video comes first. See, yeah, these people are just making things up. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna be... Once this is over, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'll download this video and I'll see what it actually looks like. You know. Just saw the clap. Like right now. Video is before audio by 10 seconds. What is causing this? Someone else says video is behind. Wow, this is crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't know, maybe I have ffmpeg... No. I was going to say maybe I have ffmpeg sending 2 different streams to YouTube. Any thoughts on manual labor as a job? Well, yeah, it's the only real work. So... Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? I want to do something else that we could test the sync with. Alright, I'm going to pick up my trash can. I'm going to pick up my trash can and show it to you. Okay. I have my trash can in my hand, and it is in front of the webcam. Okay? So if you're seeing that, I'm hoping this is unique enough that if someone is seeing the video first, they are going to comment about the trash can. Okay? So we'll see. Can you dab? Easier to spot. Okay, now people are... Alright, anyway. This is enough stupid conversation. I'm going to go back to reading donations or comments or stuff like that. Blake says, my friend Alan Balagan something is currently living in a major U.S. city and occasionally gets frustrated as he is surrounded by intense liberal coworkers and lives in a cramped studio apartment. He has actually started attending an Orthodox church, but what are other things he can do to better enjoy his time in a large city, besides leaving? Ooh, that was going to be my first recommendation. Yeah, I don't know if he's there for work. I mean, obviously leaving would be number one, but I'm going to assume this guy is here specifically for a job, and then, like, he can't change jobs and he can't do anything else. I honestly don't know, to be honest. Like living in cities is, like, so terrible. Now, I mean, like the other week, I think I mentioned I went to a big city and I saw some family and stuff like that. But like there were I had like a bucket list of things that I can't do out here that I wanted to do there. And most of them I realized they're not even worth doing. But like there's some weird things I didn't think I'd miss about cities. Like I really miss Vietnamese food for some reason. I know that is actually a super liberal thing to say, but I kind of miss, especially this time of year when you have like as they call it, pho. But of course I say pho because pho that like violates English phonology. But so to have like a good steaming hot bowl of that stuff and eating that when it's nice and cold, that's nice. And I even miss, this is like totally effeminate, but I actually miss the freaking boba tea crap that they have sometimes. But anyway, so I went to a Vietnamese restaurant, and of course everything is like, it costs like $25 to get a bowl of this crap nowadays. It used to be like $10, but that's how much inflation has just gone wild, especially in the cities. But anyway, all the things that I thought I was going to enjoy doing in a city, they were just a big letdown. And I was like, well, yeah, I definitely don't regret moving out here. So, I don't know, like, let's see, what can you do? I really don't know. Like, I'm sorry, leaving has to be my only recommendation. Other than, just find some people who you would, I mean, if he's going to an Orthodox church, that's great. Just get to know the people there and do stuff with them. But if not there, you could probably find some other kind of civic behavior or club to be a member of and do stuff in. But, just, I don't like cities. Like, they're honestly much more stressful than I remember, too. Just like, I don't know, traffic and stuff like that. Out here, if you have to wait, like, if you're turning onto a highway and you have to wait for 2 cars, that's like really bad traffic. Macus donates $5. Have you looked into modern saints like Saint Paisios? I've heard that said a million times, but I've never actually pronounced it myself. Paisios. But now I'm like thinking about how do they actually pronounce it, or Porphyrios. I don't actually know him. So yeah, I have heard of Paisios, and I think I've read a lot of his stuff. I don't have anything to say about him though. I haven't heard of the other guy. I am gonna go get a bathrobe because I'm like kind of cold, and I don't want to turn on my heater, or at least turn it up. Okay. Shoot, I wasn't actually looking at the chat to see if someone was talking about the trash can. Okay. Okay, yeah, I guess some people are seeing the video first, because they comment on me leaving, and they don't, I don't know. Okay, yeah, so the video is definitely first. Okay, there's a cat that was meowing at me. I think it wants to go outside. Cat. Okay. Okay, don't. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I guess video is ahead. There's a 20-second delay. Okay. All right. Nick Fuentes and AFPAC, based or cringe. Definitely on the based side of the spectrum. I'm sure Nick has said something cringe, but I don't know about it. Now someone says the audio's first. What do you think of the Eastern threat on democracy? I am much more worried about Threats in my own country. If you're talking about like China or something, that's such a boomer thing, like caring at all about China, or thinking that they give a crap about you. Soylink not looking so good. No, none of this problem is Soylink. It's my problem because I'm literally using a ffmpeg script to do this live stream, and it, like, I don't know, I must be stupid, or it might actually be a YouTube problem, but I know the desync issue. Nick likes cat boys. That is disturbing. Nick is garbage now. Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to speak ill about him unless I have something. Actually, you know, I really don't believe in speaking ill about people now, at all. That's why I don't want to talk about Jordan Peterson or something, or someone cringe. But it's just a bad habit, like, especially on the internet. Luke cucking for Musk. No, it's legitimately not Starlink's fault. It's my fault. It's just the ffmpeg script. Where'd you get the script from? I wrote it myself. The thing is, I have no clue why it would not work. Why it's, like, having this thing happen. Like, ffmpeg recording and ffmpeg streaming are just a little different. Okay. I do best not to read any news happening outside my state. Yeah, you know, over the past couple months, I'll tell you this. You know, I'm a big fan of RSS. Like, you know, I use RSS to keep, you know, update. I don't know, to get updates with stuff like that. But over the past couple months, I just kind of realized that, I don't know, like, I was reading too much news, you know? And it would just be like, oh, in the morning, I'd refresh some RSS feeds and read some stuff, and go from there. But I don't know. So I actually purged my RSS feed reader of everything, except for my own RSS feeds, just to make sure that they're going through properly. So, just joined here. What's happening? Well, the audio and video are desynced by like 30 seconds. Someone says, just use OBS, you spurg. Well, you must have missed it, because I was using OBS, and it was even worse. Because the OBS is like, it keeps getting worse with every update. Like, the audio was just not working at all. Okay, so it's either audio that's delayed because I need to troubleshoot this ffmpeg script, or it's audio that doesn't work at all. So I'm going to go with delayed audio. Or some people are saying it's like audio before everything else. Consume daily RSS feed. Yeah, so I think it's bad to, I don't know. I was just, like, reading too much news. It's just bad. Like, you literally should not read news. Yeah, there's this idea that, oh, I'm going to get informed by reading news, which is just nonsensical. And even, like, reading based in, okay, obviously the mainstream news is all, like, disinfo and stuff. But, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to read this based in red-pilled news channel or whatever. But the thing is, yeah, okay, you might want to keep tabs about what's going on. But my way of looking at it is that important things are going to reach you anyway. And the thing with reading based in red-pilled stuff is that for a lot of people who just read it every day, they just get freaking angry because things are bad, right? You know, so it's just... you know, that's one of the reasons it's just, like, emotionally not good for a lot of people. ffmpeg no delay, is that actually a thing? Is that actually what it does? ffmpeg no delay. Yeah, I don't think that's a option. Not that I see. So, well, multiple people are saying it, so maybe it's not in the man page. Or at least in the, no delay. Yeah, I don't see anything. It might be in one of the other man pages. ffmpeg all. I don't see it there anyway. If you got, supposing you guys aren't memeing me, I'll look it up to see if that's something. Oh, ffmpeg synced audio, please. Yeah. ffmpeg, make it work, yeah. I get my news from Reddit. No. Honestly, you shouldn't never, like, whenever I get an email from someone who's like, oh, tell me how to do this or whatever, like some kind of life advice or like something like that, and then they mention they use Reddit, I'm just like, dude, what are you doing, man? You really, like, I can't understand anyone who uses Reddit. Like, it's just like the worst place you could use. Mendel says, I get my news from internet racists. Much better than Reddit. ffmpeg, eat milk, eat meat, drink milk. Yes. You know, right now in my refrigerator, I have 5 gallons of milk. That'll tell you how much milk I drink. 8 Reddit, 8 the news, 8 based in red-pilled news. Love talking to me pub mates, simple as. Yeah, basically, yeah. And the thing is, all the stuff that I hear on the news first, and then I hear from other people later, it's like, who cares if you're first to the punch, you know? Saw something about reducing probe size from default value. Probe size. That sounds familiar. I may have actually. Okay. I see that that's actually a setting. Maybe I'll play with that. Yeah, so I drink a lot of milk and I eat a lot of liver. That's my... I actually... There's a store I go to. I don't know how many pounds of liver I got, but that is, like, excellent. That's milk overload. Yeah, so milk... I actually have trouble not... I have trouble drinking too much milk. Because if you drink, like, a gallon a day, like, you're gonna poop white. I'm telling you. It's kind of weird. But I limit myself to half a gallon of milk a day. And to be honest, I haven't drunk milk today or even yesterday, but, like... On days where, like, I'm working on stuff and I'm too lazy to make food, whole milk is basically a meal equivalent. And I drink non-homogenized milk. I never drink, like, store... Like, I do have some gallons that are just, like, normal store-bought whole milk. But I usually use that for, like, yogurt or ingredients for other stuff. The stuff I drink myself is either raw or non-homogenized. Yeah, you should drink, you should eat liver, though. It's pretty good, like, when people first have it, it's really weird because they're like, oh, this is some kind of meat. And they expect it to have the consistency of meat. But it doesn't. Like, it's weird. I mean, I'm gonna say it, but it'll sound like it'll sound weird, but it's kind of like grainy and slimy. That's kind of how the consistency of liver is. But once you get used to it, it's really good. And it's, like, the best thing in the universe for you in terms of, like, nutrition and stuff. But, so... What's wrong with homogenized? I mean, it's just, like, another level of processing that's totally unnecessary. Non-homogenized milk is... I don't... Like, it honestly just tastes so different. It probably... So the provider around here that... there's a dairy here that sells raw milk and non-homogenized milk and stuff like that. To be honest, their raw milk tastes about the same as, like, normal milk. But their non-homogenized milk, which I think is pasteurized, but it's obviously not homogenized, it has a different taste to it than, like, milk does otherwise. It's, like, a little... I mean, it's closer to, like, drinking a shake. And the consistency, like, it's non-homogenized because there'll be, like... again, this is going to sound nasty if you're, like, a freaking Redditor, but there are little chunks of it. I mean, that's how milk comes out. And that actually is the best part when you get used to it. Like, you shake it up, you get some good non-homogenized milk, that's some good stuff. Base Luke bringing back teenage Coomer memories with that video quality. Well. Okay, Coomer. No sound. Someone's saying no sound. It's probably because they came in a moment that like the video or the audio is like me leaving the room, and or maybe I'm just like not talking there. Kenny sends in $20. Hello from Kenya. Uniboomer is now dependent on Soylink from Industrial Soy Society's ultimate shill, the Elon. Yeah, I know. Elon Musk, everything he's done is a scam, except for this is apparently working. Anyway, good to see you pop up. I enjoy your videos on Christianity, modernity, and living independently on gym and working out. Take your time to investigate the folks over at startingstrength.com. They red pilled me on physical fitness and capability. It is not about aesthetics or body fat like the mainstream fitness industry preaches, but strength training has numerous benefits. Now that you're hooked to the Soylink, you could watch the relevant parts, or you could skip to the parts meant for coaches. And he sent a video link. I'll check that out. But you know, I gave my view on working out and stuff like that. And like again, I'm not against working out or anything. Like that's not what I'm saying. It's just I really feel in many cases people work out because they have a sedentary lifestyle, and they live in cities and like they don't do real work. I don't do that much real workout here, and I probably could benefit from doing a little more exercise, but I do like I don't know, I do yard work basically every day, and like in the summer I'm lifting big things and stuff, so that's all I'm saying. But anyway, Laurenus says I don't know how to pronounce that name. It looks Lithuanian or something. Or if he's not Lithuanian, he might get insulted, but whatever. Have you heard of Ray Pete about liver and milk? No, I have not. No, I have not. I already read that. Yeah, I really need to have a way for people to donate Bitcoin and Monero and give me a notification. So, because, again, like, one of the things I want to do this year is stop using fiat for online transfers of money and just use Bitcoin and Monero for everything. So, I can imagine Luke doing the Rocky-style workout. Well, I do have a rock-style workout that we already talked about. Yes, I know the audio is desynced. I have to say that every minute. Okay, yeah. Someone says... ffmpeg, use wall clock as timestamps. Yeah, that would be convenient. Marcio, who donates basically every stream. I haven't seen him in months, though, because I haven't done one. He says, thoughts on SSRIs? Is that really bad long-term? Yeah. Everyone I've known on SSRIs is screwed up. I would never, ever take them. I would never give children SSRIs. Just goes without saying. Luke, where are the not related episodes? I will post until I get an answer. Simple as. Yeah, I saw. I mean, like they're under that rock over there. I'll do them when I do them. Again, like if you want to support not related, you can go to the not related site and put up a pledge, and you will not be charged until I do 2 episodes in a month. And as I said, there are at least some things I want to do episodes on. It's just like, I don't do things unless I kind of feel there's inspiration for it, or I know I can sit for an hour or so to do that. But I'll tell you what, later today, because everyone is nagging me, and actually because I should do that, I will go ahead and put together notes for the episode on anti-work and BS jobs and stuff like that. It seems that Bitcoin and Monero will be banned in some countries. Look at China. Like, you cannot ban a peer-to-peer network, okay? There's no such thing as banning a peer-to-peer network. Now, China can come out and hunt people who are doing mining, okay? But there's nothing to prevent individuals from using a peer-to-peer network. You just can't do it, okay? So, yeah, put up a sign on the bookshelf that says my audio is delayed. That's what I should do. So that, and I mean, especially Monero stands a lot to gain if crypto in general is regulated, which I don't think will really happen. How many categories of books do you have, Luke? Well, you can go to lukesmith.xyz/library, and you can see all my books and all the categories. Luke will do a video on word cells. Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about word cells, but I should do a separate video making fun of it. I love that that's now a word. There's finally, like, I always use the word thinker to describe that thing, but, you know, it's just as good. Luke, thoughts on Faraday cages for, like, phones? Absolutely based. This girl got me for Christmas, not a Faraday cage, but, like, a cell phone jail. It's like this thing that, like, boomers get for their kids, where it's like a little box with, like, jail bars, and you can put phones in it and lock it up. So, I don't know, it was funny that she got, because she knows I hate phones. LF says, best resource on cybernetics. There are none, like, unless you read the academic papers in the field. Really, best source on cybernetics should be the not related episode I do on it. That should be what it is. What was I going to say? Something about cybernetics. Yeah, I even have the book by one of the guys who is credited as, what is it? The Human Use of Human Beings. That's actually not a good book to read on cybernetics, because, like, the field means more than what he talks about in that book. But yeah, I don't know. I should do some blog posts on that kind of stuff, just to put some stuff out there with resources. Nothing I can give you right now. Kobold sends in $50. Great. It's been a long time, brother. I was just going back through some of your old vids. Serendipity. Thank you for spreading the gospel of Monero. Well, thank you. I need to do more videos on Monero. Thing is, whenever I do crypto videos, if I do one on Bitcoin, I get a bunch of people saying, "Oh, I'll do a video on Monero," and "Oh, Bitcoin is stupid." And then I do a video on Monero, and I have the exact opposite. People are like, "Oh, Monero is stupid. Do a video on Bitcoin." It's like, dude. And the other thing is, I don't know. Maybe I should just do a video on, like, why I recommend them and only them and none others. And I know in videos I've talked about Ethereum and stuff, but I'm less okay with Ethereum as time has gone on. What changed your mind about Taleb? You've mentioned liking him before, but I think he's cringed now. I think we talked about that in the last live stream. Taleb, there have been a bunch of things where Taleb basically became a Twitter liberal. I mean, that's the thing about using, like, any kind of social media site, like whether it's Reddit or Twitter. Even if you think you're super resistant to, like, the gradual social conditioning, you will eventually succumb. And Taleb, like, there were warning signs. Like, there were a couple of years ago where he started, like, saying that IQ is fake, and a lot of his criticisms were actually decent. But I did a video I never released on that. I should probably, I don't know, maybe I should talk about that. But, like, then Taleb, like, went really crazy in 2020. Like, he became, like, a total COVID cultist, and, like, he was, like, you know, just totally nuts about this stuff. And then he, then he, like, started attacking, like, Bitcoin and stuff. Really because Bitcoiners were, like, the one people remaining on Twitter who were like, yeah, this is, like, a big hoax when it came to Corona. So he, like, really hated them because of that. And basically because of this, like, disagreement on an alternate issue, you know, he was like, oh, now I hate Bitcoin too. And it's just, like, stupid. I don't know. It's just silly. And there have been a bunch of things over the past couple of years that he's just become gradually cringer and cringer. But, you know, I still think his books are good, and I occasionally recommend them. But every time I recommend them, I sort of feel bad about it. I'm like, this guy has sort of said some cringe stuff since, but, you know, whatever. All right, let's see. All right, let me check donations. I actually just pulled up the video. I actually look pretty comfy in here. That's kind of funny. I didn't actually look at how I looked on this. Although, I am definitely overexposed. Like, it's way too light in here. But there's nothing I can do. It's just because I'm on this crappy webcam. Did you switch back to Firefox from Brave? Yes. I am not using Brave anymore. I'm using Firefox. And I think I changed my website to reflect that. Like, I think on my programs page, I think if you go to lukesmith.xyz/programs, I think I say that, You know, Firefox I don't recommend at all. Has Luke has your wait has Luke's changed his okay, he's asking in third person. Has Luke changed his opinion on masturbating? Just curious because I heard that not masturbating is not good as doing it every. No, you shouldn't masturbate ever, 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 ever. Okay, that's it. Like anyone telling you that there's some reason to masturbate is like totally fooling themselves. Like this whole cope of, oh, like you'll drop dead of like cancer if you don't masturbate. Oh well, I mean that's really unfortunate because I guess like everyone in the past like died of masturbation or like a lack of masturbation. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. You don't die. And in fact, like if you just go like a month or two without masturbating, you will not want to anymore. It just won't happen. Okay. So it's just utterly stupid. Or the worst thing is like when I tell people don't watch porn, they're like, "But how am I supposed to masturbate?" Wow, solves two problems. Do not masturbate. It's freaking weird. It's disgusting. Do not do it. You do not die. And it actually gets way like, you know, if you go a month or so without cooming, it'll be kind of hard because like, you know, obviously your body produces a lot of semen and it wants to get out and stuff like that, obviously. But look, as you go on, all I'll tell you is it just gets easier once you're around the 2-month mark. And then after that, you'll be like, oh, there's no reason for me to masturbate. You don't waste your seeds. The true red pill is no cooming with your wife. Semen not actually ejaculating. Yes, that is the true red pill. Now, although many cultures actually do that. Men would like engage in intercourse with their wives, but not actually, you know, ejaculate. And they would like say, because they were like, oh, it makes you weaker when you do that. I know the Japanese did that. I think that, you know, people in Europe would occasionally do that. Although that's kind of like within the realm of birth control and thus mortal sin in Europe. But I know the Japanese were big on that. Are you actually using Starlink? Yes, I am. What's wrong with Brave? Nothing per se. It's just I got a configuration on Firefox that is better. Like I used, what is it, like the Arkenfox user.js, and that sets it up. It basically, you know, turns Firefox into not a spyware program. And then I made some changes on top of that, and I'm pretty content with how it is. So I'm pretty happy. But I haven't moved LARPs over to using Firefox, just because, you know. Luke, you don't understand the level of coom. It's ball-popping proportion. Listen, you like this whole notion that people need to ejaculate is nonsensical. Okay? A, like, especially if you're a young guy, you will have nocturnal emissions. But B, even if you don't, you will be fine. Like, you will not die. And it might hurt a little bit at the beginning if you're... Well, actually, what causes it to hurt is actually... I can't believe we're talking about this. But, you will not magically... Like, the thing that causes pain is, you know, what people call blue balls, right? What is it? Like, vascular contraction or whatever it is. Where, like, you are, like, stimulated. You stimulate yourself like you almost coom, but you don't coom all the way. So if you, like, touch yourself and you don't finish, that will hurt, okay? But if you don't do that, like if you don't give the devil a foothold and don't start, you will not deal with that. It will not be a problem. I guarantee you as well, like when you're like 2 months, just give it 2 months. Just don't do it for 2 months, and then it will be super easy, okay? I guarantee you. Anyway, I should probably just do a video on that because I don't really, like, I feel like YouTube, back in the day you could talk about masturbation on YouTube or like this kind of sexual stuff. Now I feel like it's so constrained. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of perverted stuff on YouTube anyway, but of course I'm giving you the unperverted take. Like, don't masturbate, you freaking retards. Yeah, it's hard to stop combing, but keep doing it and you will... So, yeah, I mean, probably the easiest way. So here's a hack tip for you. Here's about human psychology that you can manipulate. If you are moving to another place sometime soon, make it a thing when you go there that you're not going to watch porn or coom or anything like that. Just make it a thing. I'm in a new place, I'm going to start fresh. Psychologically, it will be easier there. Or if you're not moving to a new place, do something like reorganize your room or something like that. That might sound totally crazy, but psychologically, if you change how you do things, you will be able to break habits. And that goes for anything. That's not just cooming, okay? Have you tried extended fasting yet? I did a 72-hour snake juice fast and gained superpowers. Can't say I do that. I do fast, like, I do make it a thing to fast. I kind of want to do it in sync with the Orthodox Church. I want to say do Wednesday and Friday fasts. What I do now is on Wednesday, I'll usually eat at church for dinner, but before that I will deliberately not eat anything. So, but there are some days where I feel like, oh, I've been eating too much, for whatever. I'll usually go through a day where I like totally stuff myself after I get a bunch of work done and I just want to go to sleep. And then the next day I'll just be like, okay, I'm not going to eat today, or maybe I'll eat right at the end. I think the whole square meals, like a systematic eating pattern, I think is kind of, I don't know. I guess you could say I do intermittent fasting. In fact, I basically invented it. I was doing it before it was cool. But that was just when I was younger. I would like play video games all day and forget that I had to eat, and I just like would not. I just forget about it. Or nowadays I'll just like work on something else and be busy. So you know what, the audio and video are desynced terribly, but that is not an internet problem. I am just very surprised that the internet has been going this whole time. It's really great. So I can't believe I'm doing a stream from my own house. Let me check for donations on my site. Oh, none. Okay. Let's see. Oh, where'd I put the... There it is. You should do a conversation or interview with Roosh V. I don't really know him. I have talked to him via email a couple times. He did actually roast me. I mentioned before, I agree with Orthodoxy. I think it's basically the true church, the most unadulterated church. But I do go to our Protestant church because to get to an Orthodox church, it's not just like a new thing. I have to drive like 2 hours and stuff like that. So I was talking to Roosh via email, and he did roast me for that. He was like, you got to make sacrifices. You got to you got to do it. Like, this is a test of your faith, stuff like that. And he's right. I'm not going to, he's right. Okay. At the time, I had a really crappy car. That was kind of my legitimate excuse. It couldn't get like an hour long. But, now I really have no excuse. So I really should do that. And again, as I said, I do have friends around here who kind of want to experience Orthodoxy and be in, contemplate converting. So, I probably should go with people. But yeah, I don't really know Roosh V though. We had that conversation. That was it. I think he said that I forget, why did I email him? Or maybe he emailed me. I forgot. Oh, no, okay. So I had friends in real life that wanted to meet him. And they were like, dude, you should invite Roosh to come see you or whatever. And there was this time when he was going to be in Atlanta, and I was like, oh, you could come to see me after that. But that got canceled and stuff like that. So I never ended up seeing him. And then we started talking about the Orthodox Church. But anyway. But yeah, I like a lot of the stuff that Roosh does. Obviously, he's He's a great guy. He used to be, if guys don't know him, years ago he used to be like one of these professional coomers. He would like go to other countries and like hook up with women and write books about how to like pick up girls and stuff. And then he became a Christian, and the rest is history. He has his site, I think, is rushv.com. So they don't have socially distanced Orthodox church streams. Cringe. It's not the real thing. You can't receive the body and blood remotely. Please talk to Roosh. Yeah, I don't know what me and Roosh would talk about. So I don't really know the guy. I mean, I like it. I do read his blog and stuff like that. And he said he's seen my videos and stuff. But the thing with me doing collabs with anyone, this goes for anything. Like, I know I talk about a lot of stuff, and I do videos on different things, and people kind of follow me and stuff like that. But like, I don't really have one category that, I don't know, makes me this type of YouTuber that collabs with those people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's kind of funny. So I've always felt weird about doing stuff with other people. Okay. Alright, I'm getting a little tired of talking at my screen, so I think I'm going to call it quits in a second. I am going to... I don't know how desync things are. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a leak, and I'm going to come back. If you have any last donations, send them in now, and hopefully with the delay, I will be able to read everything. And yeah, I'm going to go take a leak. I'll be back in just a minute. All right. Let's see what I look like here. So I got this chair put in. I know the video and audio is like way off. But I got this chair put in. It was actually in my other room. It's on a new chair. I never buy stuff. Like, that's just how I am. But I can, like, since I don't have a mouse, I just have a keyboard with, like, the little thingy there. I can just relax and... I don't have to be anywhere near my desktop to do work. Which actually, I really need to look into, like, what is most optimal for, what is the best, like, height of a desk and stuff like that. Ergonomics, that's what I'm thinking of. I need to look into stuff like that just because, my desk is a weird height, and I really need a chair that's a better height that is more conducive to actually doing stuff, because when I'm sitting here, I'm always, like, trying to get comfortable. Like, this desk is, like, it's just weird. Anyway. Audio is delayed by eons. Yeah, I know. Alright, let me check the donations. If there are none, I will probably, call it quits in a second. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I did try to do a stream on Peertube. There are just some things, and I really want to make that a regular thing, not streaming on YouTube, but streaming there. There are just some things I need to get ironed out. I'm trying to figure out how to stream from my phone. There is actually a Peertube I turned my phone off, didn't I? There is a Peertube live streaming app or whatever that has not actually worked for me yet. It doesn't, I don't know, there's something going on I need to figure out. But I want to be able to do streams on that, and I could theoretically go walking and like do a stream. But yeah, I'd rather do things on Peertube. But there are things I haven't figured out. I actually need to figure out the live chat thing as well. I think that's like based on XMPP. But anyway, I guess that's about it. Let me check the donations and check the chat a little longer. Okay, Boutros Smaronita donates $5. Hey Luke, I got the Anti-Modernist Papal Encyclicals book. It's great. By the way, congrats on Cedars.xyz, such a based and Lebanese Phoenician Maronite pilled name. Do you think you could reprint some Syriac fathers' writings? I am not very familiar with them. Most of the stuff I'm going to do for now is going to be Western European, scholastic, or you know, I guess early English stuff. So things I'm doing now. All right. So again, actually, let me put it in the chat. LindyPress.net. That is the site, the hottest site in the universe. Where's my freaking chat window? Where's my LindyPress.net? Yeah, that's right, guys. I know that like the video and the audio and the chat are like all on different times. So LindyPress.net. Go there. You can get a book, all typeset by me. And the reason I'm doing it is just to put, you know, books out there that are not in print anymore or are rarely in print. Some ones that I'm doing soon. I am doing a reader on alchemy. Okay. That is one thing I want to finish pretty soon. I am doing The Secret of Secrets. That is a book attributed to Aristotle. It's probably not actually written to Aristotle, but it's supposed to be Aristotle's advice to Alexander the Great. It was highly influential. I originally thought about including that in the Alchemy Reader, but it's big enough to be its own book, and it's not related enough to alchemy, although it was very influential on Roger Bacon and other alchemists and stuff like that. In the medieval period, it was hugely influential. So that's something I want to print. I actually have Roger Bacon's Opus Tertium here, too. This I've been working on for freaking months. This is going to be in Latin. This has been so hard to do because I had like basically a PDF to text copy of this, and I had to go through the whole thing and correct it, and now I'm like going through it the third time, like correcting all the bad Latin and like the things that have not been transliterated properly and stuff. So anyway, that's about it. I think oh, someone says there's a server error. Let's go check on that. Sorry about that, guys. It might just be because everyone is connecting. I probably know what it is. I don't know. It's working for me. If you're getting 500 errors, I don't... let's see here. It is loading. It's taking a long time to load. It might just be because everyone's going on it. I probably need to... Anyway, go to it in a second. I'll just... Sorry about that. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see, what's it doing? Alright, I'll fix that. I'm gonna probably end the stream. Let me do one last check of... why is it doing that? It's done that before, but it's not caused by the same thing as before. Status. Alright, anyway. Okay. All right, no more donations. So check out Lindy Press. Although, yeah, it's getting some kind of server error. I'll fix that in just a couple minutes when I have some time. So, Yeah, I guess that's it. Okay, yeah. I feel like there's something else I was going to say. I always feel so frazzled during live streams. I need to just do, just have like a list of things I'm going to talk about and slowly talk about them. I always feel like I'm talking about 5,000 things at once. Luke can't touch type. I can touch type. I just usually don't. It's usually not even worth it.